morning and welcome to Studio 5. Another great day. We're outside today enjoying the sunshine.
A hot day.
Yeah, it's going to get warm today. But we have some really good news. For one Studio 5 contributor, first time was a charm.
That's right. In the August edition of Better Homes and Gardens, if yours has arrived, look closely because this magazine in August featured Stacy Risenmay's elegant stenciled bedroom ceiling in the magazine's popular I Did It section. It was Stacy's first attempt at an all-over stencil, but it landed her on the pages of her favorite magazine. And Stacy says creating the intricate pattern on her bedroom ceiling was actually pretty easy. The 2-day shoot with photographers and a stylist really was the challenge there. And Stacy's often found with power tools and a paintbrush in her hand. We're welcoming her now to the Studio 5 Plaza. What an honor. How exciting.
I know. It was fun. Thank you.
What was that like, having them all converge on your house and doing all the photo shoot and everything?
The actual photo shoot was so fun, but getting ready, I was a crazy person. At the last minute, I had to call in the troops and say, dust and mop. And
you became the delegator.
Yes, because I waited till the last minute to do all that.
Well, the pictures are beautiful, and that is your favorite magazine.
It is.
And as you look at that, is that just kind of overwhelming to see your home in Better Homes and Gardens?
It is, because when I was about 10, I started clipping pictures from Better Homes and Gardens and putting them in my journal. And I just said, one day I'm going to be in that, my house is going to be in that magazine. So it's been a long time dream, Wow. So it was fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Really, the photo and the stencils are fantastic. A great project. You always have such phenomenal projects. That's why we want to pick your brain today, too, okay? Not stenciled rooms, but sort of outside rooms.
All right. So...
In fact, Stacy's often found with a little power tour, a paintbrush. She's going to be helping us out. These are all rooms that are outside. These are some projects you've been working on in your yard. Give us a story on what you've been doing out here.
Okay, well, right there,
just seeing your backyard in general, you've really done a lot of updates. And tell us, just generally speaking, what was the feel you were going for in your backyard?
Well, I was really torn between going for like really bright, bold colors like turquoise and orange, or going with more of the earth tones. And when it came right down to it, I just was more comfortable doing the earth tones. I just really loved that more country cottage feel, because my house is kind of a little cottage. So I think it just went well with the architecture of the home to pick those colors.
Fabulous, stunning backyard. We're going to break it down step by step. We've got some great tips that we can all incorporate into our own backyards. The first one is to hide and divide.
Yes.
What's the secret here?
Well, the back of my house is not very attractive, and we are going to be building like a patio and a covered patio off the back. But along the very back of my house, I have a lot of electrical boxes, and we updated the electrical, and so there's conduit everywhere. So I needed something that was going to hide all of that, and so I made this screen out of old doors that came from my house.
So this goes up against the siding of your house, the back of your house.
Against the back of my house.
And it hides everything you want to hide.
And it also kind of breaks up that space, because the back of my house is just all brick and flat.
How hard was this to make?
It was really easy, because I just had to paint the doors, and then I just used the hinges that were already on the doors to connect them.
And that's what you've done here. We're looking at the hinges right there. Are these all 5 connected together here, or do you sort of break them down a little bit?
No, they're all connected, and then they just fold up. I just take the doorknobs off if I need to move it, and it can fold right up.
Okay, doors are a great way to hide something. What about items in your backyard that aren't as easily hidden? Any suggestions there?
Well, the example I have for this is like if you have a clothesline. It's not exactly the most attractive thing, and so instead of covering it up or ignoring it, spruce it up a bit. And I added some jars with flowers in it. And so just kind of think outside the box and think of a way to decorate something that may be like an eyesore in your backyard.
So a lot of people would try to cover it up. I mean, I'd maybe throw a sheet over it or something.
Nobody notices.
Hope it goes away.
Not a clothesline.
You say decorate. You say dress it up to the best of your ability.
Exactly. If it's old and rusty, then sand it down and use some metal primer and paint it and add flowers or do something.
And I love the fact that they're attached. You've attached these mason jars with clothespins, because it almost looks like, look what I got hanging out to dry right now. I got little vases of flowers. It's a great look.
I know.
There.
It hides the wire, because I wired them on for extra, to make sure that they were really going to stay on there. And then that just kind of hides the wire and adds another little element of decor.
Let's talk budget, because a lot of people might say, gosh, I haven't even decorated the inside of my house. I can't afford to do the backyard or the exterior of my house. Any tips there on how to save?
I get it online classifieds, and like I already had the doors. They were from my house. But just for research purposes, I got online, and I was actually able to find a lot of people that were getting rid of them for free or for very, very inexpensive. I think one lady was getting rid of them for like $10 a door, which is crazy.
Well, you're phenomenal about even taking some of those things and giving them new life and repurposing some of the items.
Right.
Did you do something with a ladder too?
I did. This is actually the ladder that I was on in the photo shoot. They asked me to find a wood ladder and paint it white, and I really like things distressed. They didn't want it distressed for the photo shoot, so I waited till they were gone, and then I went at it with some sandpaper and made it the way I wanted
Take
it.
That, Better Homes and Gardens.
You don't like shabby chic? Well, I do.
How does this withstand the weather? Because weather can be crazy even in the summer season here in Utah.
Right. Everything that I have done and painted that will go outside, I have not sealed it yet because I was just like a crazy person trying to get everything painted for the show. But I will be sealing it with this right here. I love this because it's meant specifically for the outdoors, and it helps protect any wood from the sunlight, the rain, from the temperature changes.
Okay.
So
is this just a sealant kind of thing?
Yes, it's kind of like polyurethane. I know a lot of people are familiar with polyurethane. It's similar to that, and it just will seal everything to help protect it. I've used it on my wood front door. It's the original 70-plus-year-old front door, and it's done a great job protecting it.
Good tip.
Yes.
Okay, one more tip you got for us is to make things multifunctional here and to use things, sort of give them a new idea. What have you done with stuff like that? Do you use some crates of that with the multi-crates?
Yes,
Is it
right
multitasking
here.
your crates?
I'm like, what do you mean? You blank. You gotta love live TV. Okay, so this crate I got at a craft store, but you can find them. You can find old ones, vintage ones online or in thrift stores. But this one was $10 at a craft store, and I painted it and I hung them on the side of my garage for some extra storage. You can put flowers in them. You can put gardening supplies in them. I even had one reader said that she was going to put them next to her pool and put towels in them. So I thought that was a really good idea too. I mean, I don't have a pool, so I didn't think of that. But I mean, there's lots of different ways and things that you can store in them, and it's just a different way. Try to think of a creative and cute way to store items. Because storage should be cute too.
The storage can be cute too. I want to ask you, you're great about making items have a Stacy feel to them, yet you're getting these items from other people, other places, different generations really. How do you make it your own, these items that you're collecting from all different places?
Well, one of the things that I do is I have something commonality that ties them all together, like the color scheme or whatever, and I kind of like new mixing old with new, and I love old things because they have a story. And this sign right here was actually a piece of plywood from a shed that my dad built a long, long time ago when I was a kid, and he has since passed away. So when my mom was taking the shed down, I took some of the wood. We actually built the chicken coop out of it, and then I made this sign because my kids are convinced that we're going to live on a farm someday. They talk about it all the time. They just want to live on a farm. So I figured until we do, we'll have chickens and a garden, and we'll pretend.
You might want to tell them that typically pools are not found on farms. So if you want the pool and they want the farm, there has to be a meet in the middle. That's a really cute idea and so personal.
Yes.
One more idea.
It brings a lot of meaning.
You love to spice things up with some color. What ideas do you have to add some color to the backyard?
Well, if it doesn't move, I pretty much spray paint it. I mean, if it holds still long enough, it's probably going to get spray painted. So I got these chairs. They were $10 each. One was from the thrift store, one from online classifieds. And then I just primed them. You clean them really well, prime them, paint them, and then they will get sealed as well.
Darling ideas, a great backyard space, and done on a dime, which we love. Stacy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can check out all of the pictures from Stacy's backyard inspiration on her blog. We'll link you there from our website. And again, pick up Better Homes and Gardens August edition and look for your friend Stacy there. Our friend Stacy. Very exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great news. Thanks for coming in.
Yes.
Okay.